Dear members and friends of the Wallingford Presbyterian Church, I wanted to share with you today the recommendations of our COVID task force, which met on February 27th, and which were adopted by our church session at its meeting Monday evening. We've done very, very well at Wallingford Presbyterian Church in coping with the pandemic and keeping our congregation safe. And we want to continue to do that. So we're asking that you be patient with this whole ordeal for a little bit longer as we continue to do our very best to keep the members and friends of this congregation healthy and safe. So here are the recommendations by the task force that were accepted by the session. Continue to encourage members and friends to be fully vaccinated, including boosters, and to help in the facilitation of the same. So if you need a booster and you need help to find a place to do that or transportation to get there, please call the church office and one of our deacons or elders or one of our volunteers would be happy to help you with that. Second, to continue with mandatory mask wearing for all participants at all worship services held indoors. Third, begin offering a time of social interaction for members and friends following the worship service in the fellowship hall. Masks must be worn and no food or drinks served at this time. And then at meetings where only adults are present, masks may be optional as long as Delaware County is in the low or medium risk level, but social distancing of 3 feet or more should still be encouraged. And lastly, continue to offer all of our meetings with a Zoom option. And here's the rationale. From the beginning of the pandemic, this church has tried to follow the science and err on the side of caution in order to ensure the safety and the well-being of all of our members and friends of all ages. People are still getting sick with COVID, albeit not as sick if they are fully vaccinated. The elderly, individuals with pre-existing conditions, and children under the age of 5 are still the most vulnerable. We have members and friends in each of these categories that regularly attend worship and other activities at the church. You should know that the CDC evaluates a number of things in order to make risk level determinations, low, medium, and high, including infection rates, hospitalizations, and available beds in hospitals serving the communities, as well as how many beds are available in ICU units. On Sunday, February 27th, when the task force met, the risk level in Delaware County was medium, but risk levels may fluctuate. Current CDC recommendations addressing risk levels are as follows. Layered prevention strategies like staying up to date on vaccines and wearing masks can help prevent severe illness and reduce the potential for strain on the healthcare system. Wear a mask with the best fit, protection, and comfort for you. In the low level, the recommendation is to wear a mask based on your personal preference, informed by your personal level of risk. At the medium level, if you're immunocompromised or at high risk for severe illness, talk to your healthcare provider about additional precautions, such as wearing masks or respirators indoors in public. If you live with or have social contact with someone at high risk for severe illness, consider testing yourself for infection before you get together and wearing a mask when indoors with them. And at the high risk level, wear a well-fitting mask indoors in public, regardless of vaccination status or individual risk, including in K-12 schools and other community settings. If you are immunocompromised or at high risk of severe illness, wear a mask or respirator that provides you with greater protection. Because our church administrator, Kate Callahan, is high risk, masks must be worn in the church office at all times. And the WPC Cooperative Nursery School has its own risk management guidelines. My friends, we are well aware that people are ready to return to a more normal existence, and that the new CDC mask guidelines can be seen as permission to remove our masks. But the task force believes, and the session concurs, that it is better to relax guidance incrementally than to make a major change now and have to revert back to more stringent guidelines should risk levels in our country and county rise. You should also know that the session has tasked the COVID task force to meet again prior to our Easter services to see if we continue to be in this county at the low risk level. And if that is the case, that perhaps we could once again ease up on the guidelines that we have, and maybe even have a time for us to enjoy some cookies and coffee together. We'll see, and we'll hope and pray that that is the case. In the meantime, we appreciate your cooperation and your patience as we continue to worship together in this place. God bless you, and we'll see you on Sunday morning.